So hello there, it is Monday morning, I'm up bright and early and I'm in the back of a new van. Now I haven't shown this one on YouTube yet, but this is going to be my second transit build and my fourth personal build. So I'm in the back of it now. I've actually done a little bit of work. This van was an absolute mess. I'm going to chuck some photos up through the video of what it was like when I got it. But as you can see, it's at the moment, it's in this stage. So I've got the insulation up on the walls, 25mm Celotex. We've got some fluffy stuff going on further down the bottom. Got some more fluffy stuff up in the centre sections. We're going to have rigid board again on the ceiling, but I've not got around to that yet because there's going to be a roof vent going in there. There's a chimney going in here because there's going to be a wood burner in this one. And I also have a few holes to fill because I think at some point this van's had beacons in the roof, and what they did was they just stuck butyl tape over it, which has sealed it for now, but I'm going to give the van a respray. So I want to properly fill those in, give them a little bit of fiberglass coating so that it fills the holes for good and I can spray over it. What else has happened? I got the floor down. The floor was quite easy actually. It came with the floor itself, but unfortunately it was soaked in diesel. So I pulled that out, ripped it out, and then just used that as a template to put in some new 12mm ply. Unfortunately, I forgot how low the transits are. So I don't know if I stand up here. Oh, you can't see. So if I stand up here, I've got about an inch above my head, probably not even that. So by the time I get the cladding on the roof, it's going to be a little bit touch and go. So I've decided not to insulate the floor this time. The reason is the floor is always cold, unfortunately. Heat rises, so I think what I'm going to do is put 40mm insulation in the roof, put 25mm in the walls plus the fluffy stuff. And that hopefully will stop the heat coming into the van through the roof, and it will help it stop going out of the van as well if I insulate the ceiling properly. And that just saves on, otherwise I'd have 25mm extra on the floor. I'd definitely be hitting my head on the ceiling. Come on, you gonna come up? No, he's gonna get covered in oil. So I'll do a little walk around, I'll show you where I'm at. I've got some wiring in, so yeah, let's turn around and I'll start showing you what I've done so far. So spinning this around, I'm going to show you around the van a little bit just to show you what's been going on. So this area here above the cab is a bit of an oven or a fridge depending on what time of year you're in. So what I've done is, and I'll chuck some photos up in the video for you, I've actually insulated that, and it's been insulated with Celotex, this stuff here. And then what I've done is I've also insulated that shelf itself. So underneath that plywood there is a sheet of 25mm. Then you've got insulation up the sides, insulation all the way across the front, insulation up the sides. Then I've closed in the shelf with 9mm ply. Then I've done ply corners, and then it's all been carpeted. So that is nice and finished now, and that's going to be a nice area for storing dry goods or clothing and bedding, stuff like that. So really happy with that. That's been a good project. It's taken the best part of half a day, or a little bit more probably, but it's one good job out of the way. So let me just step back and I'll explain what I mean about the kitchen. So as you can see, we've got the bench seat there, the driver's seat. So wood burner is going to go there in the doorway, and there's going to be a little drawer underneath that comes out. That's going to store the wood. And then up here, there's going to be a kitchen unit that goes across to there. We're going to have the sink and then a fridge underneath. In the corner over there, there's going to be a 70-litre water tank, which will fill from the outside of the van coming in. And then coming over here, there's going to be a return kitchen. So it's going to return up this way, and it's going to end about there. So where you've got this red wiring here, there's going to be a diesel heater. Above that, there's going to be like a slide out pantry. And then next to that is going to be the oven. And below that, there'll be a drawer for pots and pans. So that's the layout of the kitchen. Obviously, as I mentioned, over here, we're going to have beds. So we're going to have a bench seat here, and then there's going to be a bench seat on this side as well, with storage underneath, and then there'll be a table here directly in the middle. In terms of windows, I've got a cutout there. There's a 200 by 580 window going in there, and the reason I've done that is in these vans, if you look, I would have put a bonded window in this section here. However, it's a transit, and 900, which is a standard kind of countertop height, is there where that mark is. So if you put a bonded window in, your worktop is going to come halfway up through that window, and then you've got a backsplash on it. You're literally getting 200 mil out of that whole bonded section, and obviously that's letting heat out. So what I've decided to go with this time is it'll be kitchen top, then there'll be a backer, then there'll be like a spice racks or something like that, and then I'll have a window there so you can actually see out the window, because it'll be at sort of eye height, head height. And then up the top here, I'm going to go for full length cupboards front to back. So there'll be a little bit of underlighting in the kitchen area, and there'll also be over the other side where I'm stood right now, that's also going to be overhead cabinets. One thing I like doing, and many people know, if you need any help with your wiring, electrical systems, then please contact me. Here's all my cables. Now this van is going to be a little bit different. I usually put everything below the bed. Obviously this time a little bit of a different layout that I'm going with, so a lot of stuff's going to be below the seat, and what I didn't want to do was keep getting underneath the seat to change fuses and turn stuff off. So I had a little bit of a brainwave. I thought, why put the fuse box underneath the seat when I can put it somewhere accessible? So what I've decided to do is, up here there's going to be cabinets down to this section here. And what I've done is I've brought all my cables up here, with a 10mm cable for the battery feed, because that will supply my general little 12 volt fuse box. And it's all going to come out here in this cupboard. So there'll be a little control panel in that section there, and that will have breaker switch for the solar. It will have the 12 volt fuse box as well. And it'll also have my solar charge controller is going to be located in there as well, which is Bluetooth, so you can connect to that via your phone and you can see what that's doing all day long, so you don't need to worry about a display for that. So I've saved a little bit of money there, but what I have done is I've invested in a smart shunt, which again, I've done a video. If you're interested in the Victron smart shunt or shunts, go and have a look at that. I've ordered the BMV712 this time, which actually has a screen, and that is going to be on the wall. So this section here hasn't been insulated yet, because that is going to be a control panel, and that is going to be where sorry, I've got a mosquito trying to bite me. So that section there is going to be where I'm going to have the control for the multi-plus, so that's going to turn the multi-plus on and off. It's also going to have the battery monitor, it's going to have the diesel heater control, it's going to have water pump control, and a light switch for the kitchen. The other light switch is going to be over the other side, but this sliding door, there it is. So yeah, that's the van right now. I'll show you a few outside shots, so I'll chuck them in the video somewhere. So you'll see that the van is a little bit battered, which is actually why I wanted to give the van a bit of a respray, give it a new lease of life, something a little bit different on the van respray coming. So I'm looking forwards to that. Let me try and get that in there. So yeah, keep following along. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Actually, I'm just going to show you, I'll stick it in here, show you the frame that I've made. That's going to be the bulkhead that's coming in here. So that's my kind of starting wall. There's going to be a little window looking through to the front. Yeah, so I'm really excited. It's really starting to take shape now. I know it looks like an empty van with nothing in it, but it will start to progress pretty quickly once the ply starts going up on the walls and the cladding comes in. A lot of the groundwork is done now. So like I said, thanks for watching. There'll be another one soon, and then there'll be a full van tour at the end, as usual. Anyway, have a good day, and hope this has been useful or enjoyable.